Uh, Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the 60 Podcast, Season 2. My name is Walker. I'm coming at you live from the New Philadelphia, Ohio. That's a real place. It's my co-host, Jordan.
What's up? We the champions. Still flexing
What are we
about
talking about today, Jordan?
Oh, I didn't know if I was supposed to keep on going. Well, as we know, week one, as we discussed last week, happened. So I guess we'll just discuss the big games that happened. We'll start it off with the champions, Georgia, Oregon. Georgia, bent Oregon over and gave it to them. That's as simple as you can say. 49-3 is a domination. Walker, you were at the game as I was too.
It's on my birthday.
And it was on your birthday. They didn't win by 27, but I think you're pretty satisfied with the.
I'm pretty satisfied with 46. Yes.
All right. What do you got to say? With the
I think I don't know. The Dogs were clicking on all cylinders. Offense looked just, fantastic. We scored on every possession, until the backups came in. So kind of don't count that, you know what I mean? But we were just rolling. Or sorry, I should say we scored a touchdown on every possession. And then we scored on one with our backups because Beck threw one, didn't he?
Yeah, he did it through one handle.
I don't know. All I got to say is, yeah, we made Oregon look like green Vanderbilt, and it felt amazing.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I think we were talking about last week how everyone was kind of disrespecting us. Everyone was talking about Ohio State, Bama, and all that kind of stuff. And nobody was talking about us. And we were saying we're right up there with them. And I think everyone's kind of got the memo now. That was a good old Bama fucking right there. I mean, it was simple as that. That's something Bama would do, where it just like it wasn't even competitive for a second.
No,
that just domination from the start. Defense was flying around. They looked great. Looked like they hadn't missed a beat. Offense, we were actually slinging it around. Stetson looked fantastic. He looked comfortable. Didn't force anything. And we were talking about last week how it would be different with Stetson. He doesn't have to look over his shoulder. Another year in the offense. He's got the confidence of being a natty champion. It was just too easy. He threw for 368. I mean, that was definitely his best game of his career. I don't even think it's
that was definitely. I think we were texting about it during the game because we weren't sitting next to each other. But my biggest takeaway was I was almost shocked how comfortable Stetson looked.
Mm-hmm.
He was in complete control of the offense. He never even shook. He never even shivered an entire time that entire game.
He probably had one bad throw the whole game, and that was a little like out and up to Lad McKinnock, who also looked fantastic, by the way.
Yeah,
he was absolutely brilliant. That was like the only bad throw I can think of. Other than that, he was amazing. He had
like
clicking on
85% completion or something like that.
It was just all too easy, and Bo Nix is still terrible. I mean,
no.
The first pick by Malachi Starks, freshman, who's going to be a stud, probably is already a stud. But that wasn't that bad. That was just a hell of a play by him. The second pick to Chris Smith was terrible.
Yeah, the one that Starks got, I was on the far end zone, so that was like in the far corner from my view, and I don't know, maybe I just thought in my head that was impossible to catch, but I didn't think he caught it. I just thought he broke it up. I wasn't
sure if he did either.
Yeah, I just thought he broke it up.
I kind of was. I saw him go back.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell if he came down with it, and then I saw him coming celebrate. I turned to the guy next to me. I'm like, no way in hell did he catch
it. There was definitely a delayed reaction in the crowd, and then everyone was like, wait, he caught that? And then they showed the replay, and I was like, no way.
And that wasn't the only play he did. He was brilliant the whole game too. He's gonna be a stud. Darnell, as in your background, I was telling you there's a lot of buzz with him. Signature Darnell play, just get off of me. Oh yeah, let me hurdle you too. I mean,
that's another thing we kind of talked about last week. Is or at least I don't know if we said it in the pod, but I was like, I really want Darnell to be involved in the offense, and I thought we did a good job of getting the ball. I kind of wish, a couple of times we're a little more downfield. I felt like we were throwing little button hooks to him. I mean, it worked out, but I'm like, this guy's such a beast. Please just throw it to him.
Oh yeah, he's a monster. Oregon, I mean, it like we said, it's just a different tier. Personally, I think Oregon's still a Pac-12 contender. They should win the North and everything. Everyone's saying like, oh, they're garbage, but like,
no,
I mean, they're not number 11 in the country or anything. At least I don't think. If they are,
no,
damn,
God, no.
we're really good. Like, but I mean, they're not going to get like 6-6 or something. I don't think personally.
For sure, I think they'll get like 8 wins, 9 maybe.
Yeah, I'd say something like that. But that was just a domination, and now I think it kind of puts us on the map. Well, I mean, we were already, but now it really does. So, question here: should UGA have been ranked 1 in the new polls that moved up to 2? Should they have been 1?
I mean, I'm not putting too much thought behind it. I've said it before. The only ranking that matters is the last one. I really don't care where we're ranked right now, to be honest.
Yeah, I kind of agree, but I'll say this: if that was Ohio State or Bama, they'd be ranked 1. I'll say it.
I could agree.
Right here. Yeah, 100%. Thank you, Trey Farrow, audience, our first audience member of the podcast here. He agrees with my take.
For a live recording.
Former guest.
I feel like, has David been an audience member before?
Probably. I don't know. But
anyway,
there's not really much else to say other than that was the domination. We looked great. Defense looked way better than I thought they would. I thought they would give up a few big plays or something like that, but no, everyone looked
like they were kind of like bend don't break, you know what I mean? Like Oregon had a couple drives where I thought they moved the ball decent and then nothing came from it other than, the one field goal.
Yeah.
So that's what you want to see. I mean,
did you see what Kirby said after the game? Like he kind of was saying like they were asking about Dan Lanning. He was hyping him up and he said like, oh, he'll never admit this, but we just straight up have better players than them. Which is true.
Okay. I don't even think that's a diss. I feel like, why are people getting upset about it? It's literally just like,
because you call out the players.
But no,
I mean,
it's not even. It's not even
the amount of Oregon fans that are probably on Twitter that were saying like, "Oh, Dan Lanning ate in" and all that kind of stuff. Like, probably there's gonna be some doubt if your first head coaching game is on the national stage like that, and you get totally destroyed like that. But he's right. I mean, we're bigger, we're faster, we're stronger, and we're deeper. I mean,
exactly. I mean, what do you want to do?
But not much else to say about that other than Stetson Heisman now.
What's next?
Next, I guess a lot of people say the game of the weekend, Utah, Florida. Utah freaking chokes. They were down by 3 at the 5-yard line, and the quarterback threw it in triple coverage and got picked off in the end zone. Florida wins by 3. Basically, what's your thoughts on the game? Are you scared of Florida?
Am I scared of Florida?
Yeah, are you like nervous about them now? Like, ooh, they could be.
I mean, if I can say I was more nervous than not nervous at all last week, then maybe yeah. But am I nervous about them in general? I'd say no.
What are your thoughts on the game, I guess, in general, I guess?
Honestly, I really thought more like Utah was overrated than Florida's good. That was my biggest takeaway. I don't know. I didn't
Utah was in the red zone like 6 times. I didn't realize they like fumbled like at the 1 before that and stuff like that. And I don't know. I think Utah's pretty decent. I mean, it's hard to go into the swamp in general and win that. I mean, they were only 2.5-point favorites, but so that was a game that could have gone either way. But I think that was more of a the comment section is going to say I'm a Gator hater, which I am.
I am too.
I agree. That was more of a loss on Utah than it was Florida. Anthony Richardson played pretty well, but like other than him, unless he had like an NFL top 5, top 10 pick performance against Georgia, I mean, I ain't worried about him, especially a first-year head coach. Like, well, we saw this with Dan Mullen. Like, I'm not ready to say that. And the Pac-12 took a huge L. I mean, we'll see about them, but what an L by them this past weekend with Utah and Oregon. Just tough. I mean, but other than that, I mean, Florida. I mean, I think I said it was going to be a close game last week, so I thought Utah was going to win, but that was a game that could have gone either way. I don't know. I don't know what that Utah
literally came down to like the last play.
Yeah, I don't know what that Utah quarterback was looking at, because like you could have thought, oh, a hell of a play by the Gator guy to dive in there out of nowhere. No, there was like 3 people around the dude. I don't know what you did not have to force that at all. Throw it away. There's still time. You can go, punch it in again, or you go kick the field goal and go to overtime. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pissed about it, but it's what it is. All right, how about we're game day with that? Ohio State, Notre Dame. People are calling Ohio State overrated after beating Notre Dame 21-10. Do you think they're a tier down from Bama, Georgia now? Do you think they're still up there? What's kind of your take on Ohio State after that? And maybe even Notre Dame, are they better than you thought or what? Because, like we said, we both said Notre Dame was going to cover, so.
Yeah, I feel like my initial reaction is I want to tell myself, one, don't overreact kind of thing. Like sometimes teams start slow, and Ohio State, they started slow to me for sure. They scored 7 points in the first half. That's not typical of an Ohio State team. And I don't know, like I said, maybe it's just a slow start. I feel like I have to see more, as cliche as that sounds, but I don't know. I feel like it's too early to move them down a tier, but I feel like watching week 1 performances, I don't know, Bama and Georgia were clicking, and Ohio State's offense seemed to look weird to me.
Yeah.
Maybe like you said, maybe Notre Dame is just better than we thought, though, and took it to them a little bit. I didn't think their quarterback looked good, though. I don't know what Notre Dame's going to do if, I guess they haven't really had good quarterbacks in recent memory, but this guy seems worse.
He's definitely more of a runner than a passer. His throwing motion, I think Trey and I were talking about that both after the game or during the game. Like his throwing motion's kind of funky. Or like it's kind of just like so much effort into it. I don't know. It's weird. He's definitely more of a runner.
I saw something that what was it? I need to be fact checked, but I think Notre Dame only ran like 20 offensive plays the entire second half or something like that.
Yeah, Ohio State was like ball hogging it, and they couldn't move either. I think they only had like 70 total yards in the second half or something like that. They got shut down.
Yeah, it says their quarterback went 10 of 18 for 177, but the fact that you're only throwing 18 passes is like sus.
Yeah.
It says he ran it 11 times for 18 yards. That's not good either. I guess sacks are in there too, though, to subtract from those yards. So
yeah, I'm with you. I'll still say Ohio State's still on the Georgia Bama tier. You knew it was going to happen if they didn't completely destroy Notre Dame. Everyone's going to call Ohio State overrated.
Georgia kind of did the same thing last year, though. Like, we started real slow and ended up winning the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like Clemson, if we played Clemson at the end of the year last year, I feel like we would have beaten by 30.
Yeah. We didn't have a starting quarterback, though.
Yeah.
But I still think they're up there. I'm not ready to say
I agree
yet. They still beat a top 5, top 10 team, whatever you want to call them now.
Just looked a little rough doing it, but sometimes that's what happens when you play.
It was a different way of winning. You thought they were going to be slinging around those receivers and everything, and they just
and they seem to take more of like a power run approach. I was kind of like,
what are you doing? The old Georgia won like Ohio State does, chucking it. Ohio State won like Georgia used to, defense and running. So
it was very weird. It makes me wonder if that was just a game plan for that game in particular, or if that's what we might see from Ohio State this season. Are they going to be more run heavy and play action pass kind of
with those receivers? There's just no way. I think it was just maybe that kind of game for them.
I do too. I think that was something they must have game prepped at halftime, which would also make sense why they, held the ball the entire second half, essentially.
Yeah.
So that's about all I have to say about that one, though.
Yeah. What about probably the game of the weekend, Florida State LSU? That choke job by both teams. They both wanted to choke so bad.
Yeah.
That was a classic 2 terrible teams in a great game.
Yes.
Not even a great game, a great ending. Let's just say that. The game was terrible up until then.
Well, I was going to say, I texted Jordan and I was like, I just saw the end of the game. Didn't watch the rest of it, and I don't think I need to. Like, I literally saw the Florida
You
State
didn't want
fumble.
to.
I saw the LSU drive, the touchdown with no time remaining, and then the blocked extra point to seal the victory.
You missed all the stuff before then. The dude,
I didn't need
LSU
any
guy,
of that.
well, the LSU guy, LSU's getting the ball back. Dude muffs the punt. Florida State recovers. Game over, right? Florida State's literally at the 1, trying to wait, running it, just wasting the clock. For some reason, they do like one of those like quick pitches. You know what I'm talking about? Like the quick pitch. Dude fumbles. LSU recovers it at the 1, and then they go and score, and then the extra point gets blocked. So I know there's a hindsight thing, but would you have gone for 2? That's the big debate.
No.
Me neither. You're virtually at home. I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, I say you take the points. That it's an anomaly, I feel like, to have an extra point blocked.
Yeah, exactly. That wasn't supposed to happen. And of course, they screw over my lock of the week. They could have covered if they won an OT, but they did.
We got to talk about the lock of the week, Jordan.
Lock of the week's still happening. I'm never giving up.
I know, but I feel like it's always cursed.
It is.
It's the one you think is most a layup.
Maybe we can. Maybe we can,
never happens.
Maybe we can name it the fade of the week. I don't know, but that game was crazy. But both those teams suck. LSU looks like a damn disaster because Boutte delete. Did you see him delete like his whole Instagram or whatever?
Yeah, I saw some memes too of them saying he's gonna show up at Alabama's practice on Monday, and they're gonna be like, "Who's this guy?" He's like, "I've been here the whole time."
And LSU was the first team to lose, by the first SEC team to lose. Bastards.
Kind of surprising. You know, Vandy's 2-0 right now.
I know, 2-0. Let's go Commodores. They got a big one this weekend against Wake.
Okay, I'm not here to talk about Vandy. Sorry. Let's move on to next week.
That's what I was gonna say. All right, let's look through some games. We're making this a quick pod because we got to put this some NFL in there. NFL starts.
Yes, yeah.
We'll run through it. All right, Alabama at Texas, noon, game day, Fox Big Noon kickoff. Alabama -20. Who you taking?
I think I take Bama. I think they beat them by worse than 20.
I agree. I don't think it's gonna be. I think Texas can get some points, but I don't think that defense is stopping.
I was about to say, I feel like Texas is going to score like 20, but Bama's going to put up like,
I was literally about to say
48.
I was literally saying it's going to be like 42-20 or something like that. Like, I mean, Texas got talent on offense, Bijan Robinson and Xavier Worthy and Ewers. I mean,
there's no way that QB is going to be able to slice up Bama's defense. No way.
Not at all.
They'll get Here's my lock of the week.
Oh,
he's getting picked off twice.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, I think Alabama's gonna fuck them. But with that being said, if Texas were to somehow win, they're getting any recruit they want.
That's very true. And
they already got Arch coming in. They already got that oil money. If you back it up by beating Bama,
that's their Super Bowl.
Yeah, 100%. But I don't think it's going to happen. Bama's just way better. I mean,
yeah,
simple as that. And they're not going to be scared about that environment at all. I
mean, no.
I'd be surprised if it's even close, to be particularly honest.
I agree.
All right, let's look. What about a little SEC action? Arkansas, South Carolina. South Carolina barely beat Georgia State, and Spencer Rattler kind of looks sus. Pig Suey got that win against Cincinnati. Arkansas -8. Who you got?
-8?
-8.
I'll do Arkansas on that one too.
Me too. I would as well. I think that's gonna be high scoring. I bet the over. I will say that. I did bet the over. It was 52.5. So yeah, I think it would be an entertaining game, but Arkansas will win. I mean, I hope they do, to make life easier for UGA and everything. Hopefully Arkansas can beat them up before we play them next week.
That'd be great.
Let's see. What other games are there? What about this? Tennessee, Pittsburgh. Tennessee -6.5. What you got? Can Tennessee help the SEC cloud, or is
I don't know about 6.5, but honestly, if you just ask me straight up who I think would win, I hate saying that Tennessee will win a game, but I can't lie. I mean, they looked decent enough against Ball State. That sentence rings loud, but I think they can beat Pitt.
Yeah,
It didn't really impress
I'm
me.
gonna lean toward Tennessee. I literally said the spread. I'm gonna stay the hell away from it.
Yeah, just don't even.
Because like literally before I saw the spread, I was talking to Trey and I literally said Tennessee wins by like 7, and of course it's 6.5. So I'm gonna stay away from it. It's literally a toss up. Like either team I could see easily winning. But I think it'll be a close game. I think
it'll be a good game too. I feel like it'll be similar to the West Virginia Pitt game, to be honest.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some points and everything in that. But hopefully Pittsburgh gets a dub. Hopefully, but I think Tennessee. I'll give it to Tennessee.
Yeah, I would gladly sacrifice a loss in the SEC for Tennessee to lose.
Yeah, so. I would too as well. Let's see. No. Jordan Stein's lock of the week is back. West Virginia 13.5 against Kansas.
All right.
Thank you.
So hammer Kansas.
Hammer Kansas. Money line. All right. How about another SEC game? Florida, as we were just talking about, versus Kentucky. Florida, it's moved up to 6. It was at 5, and now it's at 6. Unless it's two different things I'm looking at. But
this one's interesting. I feel like I want to watch this game because I want to see what both teams got. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Kind of like an early scouting report on both of them, because both of them are, those teams that I don't want to say rival because they're not on that level, but they are the teams that people, if there were.
It decides a lot with the East. Whoever wins that game gets a huge advantage.
I think
runner up to Georgia, of course.
I think I do want to see. Like I said, I want to see if either of them are legit or both. I hope it's not both, but I definitely want to see if one of them is, not terrible.
Yeah, well, what I want to see is the quarterbacks, because I
agree.
I was telling Trey, I said, Will Levis is the game we see if you're a top pick. I mean, he's probably not going to have Sean Rodriguez, the little running back or whatever his name is, Chris Rodriguez. But if Will Levis can go into the swamp and ball out, I'll be a little impressed. I might be able to see the Will Levis hype. So let's see what you're all about, bitch.
I agree.
Who you got in the game? You think Will Levis can do it?
You said it's Florida by 6?
Yeah.
I feel like I'd take either Kentucky or the points in that one.
I think I'd take Kentucky on the spread too, but I think Florida will win. I'll give them the advantage because they're in the swamp.
Yeah.
But hey, Kentucky's kind of got Florida's number lately.
I agree.
So, but yeah, that I think that's a big game with the SEC. Let's see if there's anything else. What about Stanford? USC Stanford. USC's only -9. I think that game's a little sus. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, Stanford's a weird team that, I don't know, as bad as they are, they can always pull up some weird, super upset in the Pac-12.
I said on the pod last week, USC's going to lose a game that they absolutely shouldn't. This would be a classic USC game to lose. I'll say that.
I would agree.
And -9 kind of confirms that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not ballsy enough to pick the upset, but don't be surprised.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I feel like I'll probably take
7:30 on ABC national stage too. It's sus. I'm gonna say that. New segment on the pod. Sus alert! You're sus. Putting that on USC. You're sus.
I completely agree.
That I don't like it.
I should get a segment where I crack open a beer and give a hot take.
The hot take of Trey cracking open a beer and giving a hot take.
All right.
Hot take. Florida, Tennessee winner will decide the second place in the SEC East.
That's a hot take.
That's not.
That's not a hot take at all. Well, he at least cracked open the beer. That's all that matters.
That was the intention for my hot take.
You just want an excuse to crack open the beer, I think.
I want to be on the pod too.
Maybe next week.
Last game, I see a Baylor BYU.
Yeah, that I was literally just about to say that. Baylor BYU -9.
Really?
Not -9. I'm sorry, -3. But I saw the ranking for Baylor. What you got?
Why did I think BYU is going to win?
It's in BYU, I guess.
I don't know. I feel like I'd pick Baylor by a lot.
Ooh, I think it'll be a good game.
I don't know.
What's your definition of a
BYU,
lot?
then again, I don't know. I don't know who BYU has.
I mean, they're ranked.
Wilson left.
I mean, they're ranked. I think Baylor's gonna win. Obviously, I picked them to go to the playoff, but that's another that might be the game of the week. Baylor BYU late game 10-15. Everyone's going to bed. Like that. I think that could be an interesting game. But I'll say Baylor gets the dub. But I don't know. But that's about it. So I guess we can move on to the NFL. We'll talk about the NFL a little bit more because it's the opening week. But Walker, that's your category. So
good stuff. And I will. We won't go over every game, but I'm gonna talk about the ones I think are most interesting. So here we go. As of recording this, today is Wednesday, September 7th. The NFL kicks off tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Bills and Rams. That'll be a fun game. Actually, I'm in New Philadelphia, Ohio. I am only 30 minutes from Canton. And this is not maybe it is a coincidence. No, it's definitely a coincidence. I'm going to go visit the Pro Football Hall of Fame tomorrow before the game. So I will be in Canton right after. I'll probably go out to a bar or restaurant, and I'm going to watch this first NFL game at the birthplace of football. Beautiful. It's going to be a great feeling.
Little Super Bowl preview, maybe.
I think they did that on purpose.
I think they did too.
100%. It's at SoFi too. I think they want to do it in the NFL likes the stadium a little too much.
Defending Super Bowl champs. I think they usually put the defending Super Bowl champs.
Yeah, I know. But I feel like they put just like they're just playing a bunch of games there. I'm like, why is all the games? Anyway, let's talk about it. Bills, Rams, defending Super Bowl champs. A lot of times they take a step back. It seems like the Rams reloaded, or they added more pieces, I should say. They didn't really lose much. I can't really think of. The only thing they really lost was their left tackle, Whitworth, right?
Yeah, and he retired, right?
And they added him. Yeah, he retired. He was like literally 40. He's like 5 years older than Sean McVay, still playing.
Yeah.
Anyway, they reloaded. Bills kind of loaded up too. I can't think of anyone they really lost. And then they added Von Miller on defense.
From the Rams.
Yeah, exactly. So
revenge game.
This game's going to be sweet. I feel like I expect a lot of scoring, to be honest.
I'll say this. Bills -2.5. A little disrespectful towards the Rams.
I agree. I think I want to say the Bills are, the best or most dangerous team in the NFL. But the other half of me is like, until they get over that hump, I mean, they haven't even been to a Super Bowl with this regime yet. You know,
they haven't been to an AFC championship? Were they?
I think they went to one, right? And then lost? No.
They got their ass beat by the Chiefs COVID year.
Oh, that's right. They did.
Yeah. That's what it was. Yeah, but I don't know. I'm kind of like, you got to do something. I want to see something. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game, though. I think Josh Allen's going to ball out. I mean, these are pros. They're going to be ready.
Yeah, both defenses
first game of the season. There's no rust here.
No, they're both rested up. Both teams are pretty healthy. And the whole Matthew Stafford elbow thing was probably a little overblown, to be honest.
And I think their offense is going to be just fine. Cooper Kupp, I don't think we'll lose a step.
No.
If anything, he'll just get double covered every play. But then, like, Allen Robinson's open. Who else they have? I mean, it doesn't really matter. He's going to distribute.
I
So
think Van Jefferson's out. I think I saw that today.
He's out.
Yeah.
I
But I agree that this should be a Super Bowl preview. I mean, whenever somebody says has their Super Bowl prediction, most likely they have one of these teams in.
100%.
I think it'll be a good game. I'm going to say the Rams get the dub. At
Okay.
home, Sean McVay's going to have the boys ready. I think they'll get the dub.
Quarterback too.
I'm just going to be different, and I'm going to say it's really a coin flip, but I think the Bills are going to pull it off. I think they have a huge chip on their shoulder, and I think they're going to come in and light it up. 4 touchdowns, Josh Allen.
Ooh.
One can be rushed.
Are you just saying that because he's on your fantasy team?
No, maybe. I'm speaking it into existence. Sorry.
Interesting. All right. What other games?
Talk about another 1:00 on Sunday. Panthers and Browns. I picked this one out for a huge reason, or 2 huge reasons. The quarterback situation. Baker Mayfield where are they playing at?
In Carolina.
They're in Carolina. Yeah, so Baker Mayfield, first game playing against his old team, obviously just Deshaun Watson situation. That was hard to say. On the other side, so he's not playing, suspended, 11 games. Jacoby Brissett is going to be in. What do you think?
I think Baker is classic Baker if he stinks it up out there, or if they just lose in general. Because he's been talking a lot of trash about, like, I'm going to go fuck him up or whatever. And then he was selling merch or something like that, like this week. Like, what are you doing? You proved nothing. Like, you got ran out of town.
The exact same thing that everyone's always said, and that he's
like
distracted.
You would think this is your second chance. You think the whole Cleveland thing would have been kind of a wake up call. Like,
go watch tape.
I've been sucking ass. Maybe I should, like, not be talking as much, or at least go out there and prove something. It'd be one thing if he was talking crap after the game or something after he got the job done, but he's done nothing. I'm going to say the Browns win only because of that. Only because Baker's being an idiot. That's the only reason.
I kind of agree, except I think the Browns they just have more talent. I mean, like, who do the Panthers really have? They have a couple pieces.
McCaffrey
here.
And DJ Moore. That's probably
bad. They're all right, but I mean, I don't know. They got Robbie Anderson too, and then on defense they have Brian Burns and Derek Brown. I guess they have a solid secondary too.
They got like a decent team. I mean, it comes down
to they have pieces here and there, but I don't know. I don't think this team's going to be very good, and I just think the Browns just have more talent than them. And I think even with Jacoby Brissett, it won't be enough. I think the Panthers are honestly going to be like
the disappointment.
They're going to be bottom of the NFL, I think.
Yeah, they're going to be. I think they'll be mid as hell. But yeah, I think the whole Baker thing, it's just spelling out for it to be terrible. And if let's just say they do win, and let's just say he throws 3 touchdowns of ball, he's gonna be insufferable. I mean, not exactly to blame him because the Browns did kind of screw him over, but at the same time, it's like you had it coming. Kind of.
Agree. Let me see. I want to try to pick out another interesting one.
Oh, I see 2 interesting. I see 4.
You pick one.
Well, there's Green Bay, Minnesota. There's Chiefs,
That's
Cardinals.
the one I was gonna pick.
Oh, okay, then pick it.
Green Bay, Minnesota. I've started to hear a lot of chatter that Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers, got no one to throw to now that Devontae's gone. Aaron's stuck with a lot of young receivers. They don't seem to know the playbook. I've heard he's a little frustrated about them not being ready. I do think, they have some vets, whether they're not as talented anymore, like Sammy Watkins and Randall Cobb, and now even Lazard, that I feel like are, gonna end up starting just because they know what they're doing, essentially. And then later on in the year, I think maybe, Christian Watson or one of those other guys might step up. But also, I mean, I feel like the Vikings had a solid offseason.
I agree.
even though they drafted Lewis Cine, I thought their trade with the Lions, I don't remember the details of it, but I definitely remember being like they got fleeced anyway. But other than that, I mean, I don't know. They got Justin Jefferson, they got Kirk Cousins, Dalvin Cook. I kind of feel like
they got an offensive coach now to use those guys.
Yeah.
So
no excuses.
No excuses. Kurt's not terrible. I mean, and it's in Minnesota. My bold prediction, I told you this earlier, Vikings win the division. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is the game that'll kind of show us that. I think it'll show us what's going to happen with the Packers season. Actually, I don't know, because last year, remember, they got blown out by the Saints the first game, and then they ended up being the one seed, right?
Yeah, and they were the one seed.
Maybe it won't, but I definitely I just want to see what happens to this offense.
Yeah.
Not only because I got AJ Dillon. I think
Jefferson.
Okay. Here was my thought process with that pick. Is I think the Packers, their receivers are terrible, and I think they're going to try to put their best 11 players on the field. And if 2 of them are running backs, I really think that they're going to find a way to get AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones on the field.
They like splitting them too. They like playing those two, especially they like Aaron Jones. I feel like more at the receiving back.
Exactly.
And AJ Dillon's like the between the tackles kind of guy. So
yeah, that's what I want. I want those goal line carries.
Yeah, I think he'll be pretty.
He's got tree trunks. Anyway. Yeah, like I said, this will be a game I just want to keep my eye on because I want to see what's going to happen in this division one, and then like what's going on. Are the Packers still good? Like Aaron Rodgers is still coming off of 2 consecutive MVPs, and they were literally the 1 seed last year. So it's like, how can you say they jumped back that far? It's still Aaron Rodgers, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but let's see where
it'll be interesting. I agree. A lot of questions we might get some answers for.
All right, what else? Ooh, Chargers and Raiders. Got to talk about it. Listen, both of these teams stacked up big time.
Yeah.
Chiefs coming off of, what's the stat? They've won the division 6 years in a row.
Something like that.
And it's kind of crazy. And it makes it really hard to pick against, the Chiefs to win it again for that purpose only, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at these other teams. Geez, they're all good, and we'll get to the Broncos later. That'll be the last game. But I don't know. I have no clue what to think about the Chargers and Raiders. To me, they're
nice.
I think they're really good. I really think if they were in other.
I mean, Raiders went to go get Chandler Jones. They got Josh McDaniels now instead of John Gruden's terrible.
Raiders got Devontae Adams and Chandler Jones. I mean, when you really think about it, those might have been like
it's an arms race. It seems like everyone got better except for the Chiefs. But
who did get worse, but it's also like they've been the best already. You know what I mean? So it's like, where do they stand? I saw someone who said they thought the Chiefs was going to come in 4th this year in their own division.
I'm going to try.
I don't think so either.
But hey, it's possible. I mean, if any of those teams were in a different division, they would make the playoffs.
100%.
And I feel pretty confident saying that.
Yeah, definitely. I really think there's like all 4 of them. I don't know. I'd have to break it down, but I'd put all 4 of them in the top 10 of the AFC for sure.
I'm going to say the Raiders win that game because it'd be classic Chargers if they lose.
I kind of agree. And I think just
JC Jackson's hurt too, and good luck. I mean, good luck covering Devontae Adams in the first place. But now
the Chargers are still young. The Chargers are still young too, and I think the Raiders they're vets. You know what I mean? Yeah. Derek Carr's 30-something.
Up a little bit. They've been through
and I think his chemistry with Devontae Adams. I think they're not going to miss a beat. People are like, "Oh, it takes time to develop that." And I'm like, "No."
They played together in college, and I mean, they've been bros since forever. So I think
I agree.
You don't think Derek Carr and Devontae Adams are like professionals enough where they're training every 2 seconds? Exactly. I mean, they apparently they've been talking for years about teaming up. So
I agree. I think it'll be a nice matchup, but also like it's hard to count out hard to count out Herbert, but I also think I'd probably take the Raiders in this one.
I think I will too, because it'd be classic Chargers if they lost. But.
I agree. Chiefs Cardinals. This one's kind of weird. Cool matchup though.
It is a cool.
Where are they playing at? They're in Arizona.
Yeah.
This one's interesting. Kyler obviously coming off that massive extension. You want to, I mean, if you're an Arizona fan, you want to see him perform. A lot of times when guys get paid, they say, I give up. I got all my money.
Especially with Video Game Boy.
Yeah. FaZe Clan, Kyler.
Yeah. But they went to go get Hollywood. There's another guy where guys they had chemistry before back in college and everything.
I agree.
Hollywood and everything.
I just don't think it'll be enough. Not without DeAndre Hopkins.
I'm not giving up on the Chiefs. Yeah, they lost Tyreek Hill, but they don't
have enough on the Cardinals don't have enough on defense either.
I am intrigued to see who steps up at receiver. I mean, obviously Travis Kelce's going to get fed, but who's going to be that receiver? I mean, they got Juju, they got MVS. McCall Hardman's still there. I mean,
they got Sky Moore.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see if they're the go-to receiver or if Patty's gonna be like spreading it out a little bit more. I mean,
I think it'll be the latter. I think he's gonna spread it out.
I mean, I think Patty will be fine. He's like people will be like, oh, he's just in the perfect situation. Well, he still got it. Out of Andy Reid, Tyreek Hill, and Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill was probably the worst of the three, to be completely honest.
And that's your answer right there. Is who's getting the ball? It's Travis Kelce.
Yeah, I mean, so
he's been their number one.
I think the Chiefs will be fine. I think it'll be a high scoring, obviously, good game, but Patty walks it off. Game winning drive from Patty.
I don't think it'll be that close, to be honest. I'm not that high on the Cardinals. If I'm being
Kansas City -6, but I think it'll be so high scoring. I don't know how much the Chiefs can stop them because, I mean, Kyler's going to come into the season healthy. Usually it's towards the end of the season when he kind of stinks it up, when he gets hit a little bit. So I think he'll be everything.
That's something I didn't even consider, is the Cardinals the past 2 or 3 years have started really strong. Like they went like 7-0 or something, or 5-0, and then they just collapsed. So
yeah.
Interesting. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, Cliff Kingsbury seems to be a September coach.
Yeah, well, if they stink it up this year, he's gone. If I'm being
Kingsbury or Kyler? Well, not Kyler.
Not Kyler. Kingsbury.
I could see it. But anyway, yeah, I'd take Chiefs in that one. I think they'll be more okay than people think.
The Chiefs.
Yeah, I feel like I think they drafted really well, to be honest. Yeah. They got what was that guy's name? The corner out of Washington.
Duffy, right?
Yeah, they got McDuffie. He'll start for them, and I think he's going to be really good.
Yeah,
I like him a lot. And then they also got Karlaftis from Purdue, who's been eating in the preseason. I think he'll be a pretty impactful player at edge. I don't know. Like I said, I think they lost Tyreek, but I think, and Honey Badger, actually. They replaced Honey Badger with Justin Reed. That's not really a good replacement. That was so sus how that went down.
I don't think they'll definitely not be as good. That's why I think that there's the Bills' chance to win at least get to the Super Bowl. The Chiefs are down a little bit. Yeah, the AFC is still pretty stacked, but the Chiefs were the guys that were standing in your way in the first place, and they've gotten worse. So it's now or never for the Bills. I mean, everything's right there. That's why everyone's on the Bills hype train. I mean,
I feel
it's your time.
I do feel like the Chiefs dipped, but I feel like they're already on the way back up, if that makes sense. Like I think their draft class is really good. I like them a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, next game. Buccaneers, Cowboys. God, maybe my two most. I don't hate the Buccaneers. I just don't like Tom Brady, and I just hate the Cowboys. I don't even know. I don't even want to talk about this one, but we have to. This was the opening game from last year, wasn't it?
It was.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. What's the line on this one?
It's Bucks -2.5.
That's solid.
Yeah, I mean, it was close last year.
Yeah.
Dak was slinging it.
I think the Bucks are being overlooked a little bit, to be honest. As much as I hate to say it, because I'm a Tom Brady hater.
They had some linemen hurt, I think, but still,
they're starting centers out, which is tough, and their guard retired. Or did he retire last year or the year before? I don't remember, but Ali Marpet, retired, I think. And then they lost Ryan Jensen, their center, which was huge. I mean, that's chemistry with the quarterback kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And usually the center's kind of like the ringleader of the offensive line. He's calling all the checks and blocking schemes. So very interesting. We'll have to see. Did I see they lost their second string center too? I might be wrong.
I think you might be right.
Or maybe he was just hurt for a game or something in preseason and maybe came back. I'm not sure, but I actually think that will be a slightly big deal. But also I mean, they just got pieces, they're doing the super team where they're kind of like all their players are taking no money so that they can play with Tom Brady at the end of his career. So I think they're stacked. I mean, they're like third string tight end right now is Mason Rudolph, who did you know he was like, I think he's like top 10 in receiving touchdowns for a tight end of all time. Oh. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I looked it up.
Been in the league so long.
I should fact check that. Hold on. Well, I don't need to do it right now. Top 10.
But yeah, I think let me get my chart. But yeah, I think that could be a good game as well. I mean, Dallas. I mean, it's still classic Dallas. They got like the talent, but they'll find a way to fuck it up.
Sorry, he's 15th, but that's still
still surprising.
Yeah, I don't know. He's ahead of Kellen Winslow, Hall of Famer. He's ahead of Mike Ditka.
That's wild.
Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that's Sunday night. Oh, yeah, that could be a good game.
He only has 4 less touchdowns than Dallas Clark. That's kind of crazy. And he only has 11 less than Greg Olsen and Travis Kelce. So, I don't know. That's weird.
That's interesting.
Anyway, that was just me ranting about, why go to that team? I guess, actually, now that I think about it, who else do they have? I guess Gronk is gone, and O.J. Howard's also gone. So maybe he's starting.
Where's O.J. Howard?
O.J. Howard?
Yeah, where is he?
He got cut. I don't know.
Oh, interesting. Talk about
he signed with he got either traded or signed with the Bills, and they cut him.
We'll talk about
It's kind of crazy because, I mean, I don't think their tight ends are that good. They have Dawson Knox, but
they just signed him to an extension today.
Yeah, I saw that. Mm-hmm. I think he's pretty good anyway. I don't want to talk about the Cowboys. I don't like the Cowboys.
Yeah, it's the same shit every year with them. I mean,
exactly. What am I going to say?
The same team as last year.
Except, actually, they lost a lot of pieces. They lost Tyron Smith and
Amari Cooper's gone.
Connor Williams and Lyle Collins just on their offensive line.
Yeah.
And then you're right. They lost Randy Gregory.
I think CD's good enough to step up, but who's their second receiver? I mean, I think Michael Gallup.
But he's hurt.
Yeah. So, we'll see.
I think their second receiver got to be Schultz, another guy I picked on my team.
Mm-hmm. I think.
Who else is Dak throwing to? No one.
Yeah, so
they have one other guy that's not good, but he'll probably get decent playing time in the beginning. Yeah, I don't know. This is the Cowboys from last year, except worse, and that's about it. I don't have a lot of hope for them. I don't even think they'll win the division, to be honest.
No, I think Eagles.
Philly's going to do it.
Yeah, Eagles are stacked.
But that'll be fun. And then Monday Night Football.
Mr. Unlimited.
That's right. We know who's going to win. And I honestly think this is kind of insulting to the Seahawks.
Did you read? So I was reading something today that just the beef of just kind of the breakup between the Seahawks and Russ. Yeah. So in 2019 when Russ was balling, and that's when Lamar he had a bye, and I forget who Seahawks were playing, but Russ thought he's like, okay, this is my chance to separate myself from Lamar for the MVP. And I guess he thought Pete Carroll like held him back, and apparently he was pissed because he really wanted the MVP that year, and he was really pissed. And apparently that was kind of like
interesting. Like he had a meeting with Pete Carroll, and he was
well, he told him like after the game, like, yo, you held me back. Like this is my chance. This was my chance to put up the stats to try to get MVP and all that kind of stuff. And
interesting.
Apparently he was pretty pissed.
Because I definitely remember that happening that season. He went wild in the first half, and then like completely.
I had him on my fantasy team that year, so I know.
Because I remember that was the year when everyone was saying they were like, how has Russell Wilson never even had an MVP vote? He's always like top 3 or 4 quarterback in the league. He's never had a vote. And we were like, oh, he's getting one this year, at least in the first half. It was like, oh, he's running away with it. Yeah. And then he ended the year not getting a single vote.
Yeah. Because they held him back. That's what they did. So that's why I wanted to leave.
This is I don't know. To me, this is a public execution of the Seahawks. And
I think it's pretty close. Low key.
I think they'll play with heart, but like, who do they have? This literally might be the least talented roster in the league.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a competitive game. I think Russ balls, but I think it'll be competitive. I think some people are going to be surprised with like kind of Seahawks hanging around, but yeah, Denver take care of the business.
I also think, I don't know, I'll believe it when I see it, but I think the Broncos are a little overhyped.
They're the biggest mystery in the league. It's going one way or the other. They're either getting last in the division or they're going to the Super Bowl. I mean, they have the pieces.
Honestly, I feel like I would lean towards. I feel like I would say right now I would lean towards last in the division over Super Bowl.
I think I do too. I don't know.
Because
they're a mystery. I mean, you could definitely make the argument that they got the pieces. That defense is pretty nice. You got Russ. Now you got Courtland Sutton. You got Jerry Jeudy. You got Alberto.
But see the guys.
Then you got Javonte.
The guys you're talking about, they're all unproven.
Well, Courtland Sutton isn't.
But he's like he had
a Pro Bowl. He had like 100 yards.
Yeah, but one good season doesn't.
And that's with a bunch of nobodies.
And he's been hurt like twice, I think. So I'm kind of like, all I'm saying, I'm not saying they're not talented, you know what I mean? But I'm kind of like, let's pump the brakes on this. It's not like he walked into the perfect situation like Tom Brady did in Tampa, where he has Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. No.
Leonard Fournette.
Exactly. Well, Leonard Fournette came after Tom Brady, but still. I think, yeah, he definitely did.
Yeah.
So did Gronk.
That's right.
God, those guys. I don't want to talk about it. It's not fair. That's not fair. Anyway, yeah, I say let's pump the brakes on the Broncos, but I think, yeah, they're going to destroy the Seahawks. And like I said, it's a public execution. It's not super cool. It's kind of like, whoever made the schedule was like, oh yeah,
they knew what they were doing.
No, they knew exactly what they were doing.
All these games, all the week 1 games, kind of. I mean, Baker and Carolina too. I mean, all these games like that. It's not like, I mean, I guess though, I guess there's a few like weird ones like Ravens, Jets, and Jaguars, Commanders. All the other ones are like pretty interesting games.
I like games that you just like don't see, like Chiefs Cardinals. That's just weird. And they're solid teams. They're just on other sides.
They never play each
other. So I'd love to see it.
Yeah, I'm excited for the NFL year. Oh, can I ask a question to the viewers?
Sure.
We just had our fantasy draft. Put in the comments whose team was better. I'll read my team now, and then you can read yours.
Oh my God.
Yes, I have. I want to.
No one's gonna answer this.
They might. My team: Jalen Hurts, DeAndre Swift, Travis Etienne, the key. Michael Pittman, Justin Jefferson, Cole Kmet, Courtland Sutton, Matt Gay, the Gaylord. Browns defense: Melvin Gordon, Kareem Hunt, Isaiah Pacheco, Romeo Doubs, Elijah Moore. I like my squad. I had the 6th pick, right in the freaking middle, and I made it work. I feel like
I was pick 11. Here's my team. I got Josh Allen at quarterback. That's the best one, by the way. I got Joe Mixon and Saquon as my starting 2 running backs. I think if Saquon, stays healthy, and I think he's about their only good player on offense, so they're going to feed him the ball. I think that'll be great. Got Amari Cooper and T. Higgins as my 2 starting receivers. I think T. Higgins is going to do great, mainly because, Joe's going to be slinging it, and everyone's going to try to bottle up Jamar Chase, which isn't going to happen, but they're going to try to, leaving T. Higgins wide open. He scored 2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl. That was the last game he played, just letting you know that. Dalton Schultz at tight end. He was number 2, number 3 last year? I don't even know. But he was top 5. And that's what you want. You want a top 5 tight end on your team. At my flex currently, I'm deciding between a couple guys. I'm deciding between A.J. Dillon. I got A.J. Dillon, Russell Gage, and Devontae Smith as another receiver. I also got Gesicki for backup tight end, Ramondre Stevenson, and then my kicker, Younghoe Koo. He always does great. And then Eagles defense, I thought they added a lot of pieces. I really think my team is pretty stout top to bottom. I feel like I need one more piece.
NFL.com said I'm gonna finish last. They don't know shit. My receivers are
NFL.com said I was going 11-3 and gave me an A+.
Exactly. They don't know shit. Michael Pittman's gonna have a breakout year. Justin Jefferson, we all know he's a baller. He may have a great chance to get wide receiver 1. Courtland Sutton, Russell Wilson's. Yeah, exactly. They don't know shit. Courtland Sutton, Russell Wilson's favorite target apparently during this off season. And then I think my running backs DeAndre Swift, the receiver out of the backfield just got to stay healthy. He's pretty damn good. He had a chance to be a top running back. Travis Etienne, he was getting a lot of hype, but he's the key. Need him the ball. And then Jalen Hurts, he's got, the floor is not as bad as you would think with the rushing and everything, but the ceiling's pretty damn high. So we'll see. I liked my squad after the draft. I was pissed I got the 6th pick, but I was pretty satisfied with the boys.
Yeah, I think I told you literally that I did not want to pick 6th.
No, I didn't want it either. But I made it work.
Anyway, that's it for the pod.
Yes, I agree. That was it. Ray, I'm excited for the NFL. I'm excited for fantasy. Excited for week 2 of college football. Going to be at the UGA Stanford game when they announce your defending national champions, UGA Bulldogs.
Ooh, I might be at the game too.
Ooh, you will. Okay, interesting.
We'll see.
Yeah, you better.
I got a ticket plug now.
Let's go. Okay, yeah. Let me know. I'll be lurking.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's it for this week. We'll see you next week. Peace.